Hey guys, in today's video, we're talking about a very important topic, especially in today's age and where wholesaling stands, and that is the biggest challenge in wholesaling right now. Now, this question was brought up in the group Virtual Wholesaling Tribe, and Jasmine Gittens actually came up with the question, what is your biggest challenge with wholesaling right now? So let's go over what people responded and what the main topics are and what are the concerns and thoughts, pretty much as a general consensus going on with wholesaling right now. All right, let's talk about it. All right, so here is the question. What is your biggest challenge with wholesaling right now? Again, it was brought up in Virtual Wholesaling Tribe on Facebook. It is a group, and Jasmine Gittens, which is the admin of the group, brought up the question. I think it's a very, very good question, and it goes with the times, and it's very relevant with everything going on right now. So let's look at some of the responses that were posted here. All right, so one of the responses was finding the numbers to cold call without having to spend money on a software. Now, this is a relatively simple solution. It's about skip tracing, and it's about finding good numbers and emails and contact info, relevant to the property owners, to the sellers. So I think this is a legitimate question, but I think it's one that can be solved in a simple way. And there are solutions that are free out there, so you can always implement those. If not a good solid skip tracer, right? So I think that's a good response. That's a good question. But let's move on to others. Creating a flow chart for my marketing department. Okay, that seems like it's a more organizational type of thing. Fear of failure and fear of success. I'm weird, Brian. That's funny, but that's just about having the confidence and having the initiative to get things moving and pretty much jump in the water and start doing it. Durward, finding motivated sellers, right? Carolyn, motivated sellers. Finding time to get started. Again, I know it's hard to wholesale, especially when you have a full-time job or you're doing other things on the side. So that's definitely a challenge. But that's a challenge at any time, right? It's not just right now. So that's more of a personal challenge than anything. Having to spend a little time I have pulling lists, prospecting, sifting through all the thousands of phone numbers to find actual motivated sellers. I have time after 9 to 5 to spend, but need to make time count by actually talking to people, right? So that's definitely a concern, especially again if you have a 9 to 5. If you are doing this on the side, it's definitely a big challenge for sure. Sellers, says Stephanie, clean titles. Now that's one for the title company to take care of. So that's when having a good title company comes in hand. Now, if you're talking about the actual properties that you're coming across, it may be a matter of what types of properties, what types of lists you're pulling, and what your process is for that. So you might be coming across bad properties with bad titles, so double check where your source of your properties are coming from to begin with. Derek says, is it okay to he's just wanting to get in on the buyers list, finding wholesale to JV with who have properties, right? I mean, that's a challenge that goes hand in hand with finding sellers, finding properties at this time. If Gerald wants to JV with people, it's going to be a challenge whether he does it himself or he finds JV partners who have properties locked up. So that goes hand in hand with the sellers. Cold calling, finding leads. Yep. Finding motivated sellers. Motivated sellers. See, the common trend here is finding motivated sellers. With this market, with everything going on right now, finding motivated sellers and having a true inventory to work off of is the biggest challenge. Right now, it is tough for anyone, especially wholesalers who are looking to get a discounted price, where properties are getting sold at retail or over retail, even with repairs needed, right? Even with a lot of issues going on, and that's off market. And then the on market stuff, are things are just getting sold quickly, and because there's such a low inventory, right? And the sellers are hard to come by and the properties are hard to find. So let's finish here. Assistant gets the leads and I drop the whole stuff after that. Getting out of my own way, failing forward. Yeah, that's a personal thing. Crystal, I need step-by-step guide. I'm brand new. Yep. Being consistent. So a lot of these are personal issues just to get things moving, right? And then starting is a challenge. Walter, breaking into the business without cost. Absolutely. Lauren, figuring out whether it's smarter to use software to cold call potential sellers or using Zillow to find potential houses and contact our agent. Yeah, you could do either or. You could use Zillow. I don't personally love Zillow. It's not accurate for me, but that's a personal choice. Sharita says finding an inventory. Then when finding inventory, it's tracking down the sellers. Yep. But again, that could be just a matter of a script tracing issue right there. You're not finding good enough information. So make sure you are skip tracing correctly and have a reputable type of system there. Making a step-by-step process that works. Yep. Brittany says finding the deal. Again, finding the sellers, finding the deals, cold calling. I don't know anything about it, so just getting started, getting familiar. Where do I start? Finding lawyers, not knowing which market to start pulling lists from. Help, please. Yeah, knowing which market, knowing how to pick your market, knowing how to address that is it is important. So let's see, many getting started, getting motivated sellers, low budget, making offers, and creative finance. And that's a good point, because the inventory is so low, because it's so hard to find motivated sellers and properties. You have to start getting creative at this point, right? Creative financing and doing sub-2 and doing sellers finance type deals is important. So I would recommend that is to get acquainted with and get familiar with those types of things, so that when they come up, you have an option right there. Jasmine, tomorrow we'll be sharing the step-by-step blueprint. Cool. To start virtually wholesaling. When was this? This was earlier this month, so this already passed. Jerome, locating motivated sellers and buyers, locating sellers and motivated sellers. So again, you can see the common theme here is finding motivated sellers, finding the properties, and getting the deals under contract to get it all done. Knowing that this is the biggest challenge, the best thing you can do is jump on that from day one and get things going, and then get different things going. If one thing doesn't work, try another. Try a different type of list. Try a different source. Try different approaches. Do driving for dollars. Do different things, and also be again, acquainted with the creative financing part of things so that you have more options and not just wholesaling. Right? And in this day and age, just having the wholesale as your tool, and your only tool, you're really limiting yourself because you're not adapting, and you're not pivoting, and you're not going with the changes. So definitely get acquainted with those things and keep things moving, because once this wave is past us, then it'll be a bigger challenge on the buyer side. But in this case, if you've utilize this time to build your buyer relationships and to get things settled there, that next stage will be that much easier, and so will the sellers. Right? Finding the sellers will be easier down the road. So anyway, I know we're going through a challenge right now with wholesaling, and I know it's hard, but at the same time, there's a lot of opportunity, and just keep going. And because there are deals out there, there are wholesaling deals out there. They're a lot tougher right now, just like anything else, but they're there. Just keep going, knowing that the challenges are here. All right. I hope this helps, guys. Feel free to like and subscribe this video and channel, and that way you can get better or better on-time notifications moving forward. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Take care.